What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm bringing you my top 8 deck profile from the Mississippi Regional. Before I start off with the video, we're going to do a quick shout out. Shouts to Chainlink. They have amazing field centers and play mats. Use code INSPIRETCG at checkout for them. Dueling Guard. Dueling Guard has also deck boxes, binders, and now they have sleeves. Go check them out as well. Description will be below, and use code INSPIRETCG at checkout. We'll get into the profile a little bit. I decided to I only played 41 cards because I kind of played these sleeves and just didn't bring any with me, so I kind of forgot about them. So I had to play it without an extra card in my deck. Begin, we're going to play Triple Diviner. This card is, in my opinion, the best normal summon. I used to hate normal summoning this because you just died so much to Valor and Imperm. But, if you learn the deck and you resource it, you never just die, and this becomes the best normal summon, especially when you open Trios. Trios is just crazy, and if you play the Melodious, this is just insane. 3 low. Again, I'd rather normal summon Diviner than low, because low isn't the whole 1-card starter, and you just play into Bestials really hard. But with Blessing, it's a lot easier. 3 Saphira. This card is always going to be in your opening hand. This is how you bait interruptions, you bait Ash. I mean, this card baits so much. Also, baiting a Bestial is nice, especially when you already have Blessing established. Then you don't even need this card. The 1 Cerebus, the old man. This card right here is stuck to my hand like everything. No matter if I play 40, 41, 47, this card will always be in my opening hand. The 2 Skull Guardian, and then the 1 Cerebus. I'm only playing 3 rituals. I'm not playing Pengraph. I did not miss the second Cerebus as much. I'm being honest. Didn't miss Pengraph. I think this was the perfect ratio, just so I don't brick. Even though I did brick, that's the reason I got my loss. Is because I drew these with, no other cards. I played 2 Fenrir. This was supposed to be 3. This was supposed to be 3 Fenrir, but I left the sleeve, so I just didn't want to re-sleeve. And I was like, I'm just going to play with what I have. 2 Fenrir, when I seen it, it was amazing. I didn't see it all the time, but I seen it about 3 to 4 times throughout the day, and it was just overall amazing. Hand traps, we only played 10. So we played the 3 Ash Blossom, the 2 Ogre, 2 Effect Veiler, and 3 Infinite Impermanence. I was doing a little bit of testing with this to see which hand traps I missed, which hand traps that were really good. And of course, the hand traps that were overall the best were these. And I think going forward, I would do Ghost Mourner over Ghost Ogre and probably side the Ghost Ogre. And then I never sided in Droll. Droll was never really needed as much. And then we're playing 10 of the hand traps because we're also going to play some board breakers. I decided on these and played 4, 2 and 2. To be honest with you, Droplet should have been at 3. Book of Eclipse was fine at 2. Book of Eclipse actually became really clutch. You just book your low, when they try to affect Impermanent or even your Diviner, you still send Trios Tribute for cost and then summon, and it still triggers. Book of Eclipse actually became a really good extender as well, and way to get away from the interruptions that my opponent had. And also, just Book of Eclipse was just insane. Going second and first, all these cards just do something. That's why I played the ones that could be going first or second. Since I'm only playing 3 rituals, I only played a 2 pre-prep. Since you're not playing the second Cerebus, I don't think you need the other one, because then this card just becomes dead, and you can always just recycle this card. With Cerebus. 2 Pot of Prosperity, this would be bumped to 3. I bricked a couple times throughout the day, and then having a Pot of Prosperity would have been really nice. 3 Barrier. This card obviously is a 3 of. You could possibly play 2 going second. You side out the 1 going second. It's always a good side out. You never want to side out Engine, but sometimes you have to. 2 Prayer. Again, these cards are stuck to my hand. The Blessing and the Radiance. I've almost thought about siding the Blessing, but then I feel like I'm going to miss it way too much, because nowadays people are establishing Blessing instead of establishing Radiance, and that's why you're losing. If you establish Radiance, you have more to play with, because with Blessing, if you're only playing like I am with 3 rituals, this card's just really good for nothing, because you'll never have a ritual unless you go Cerebus, banish the monster, come back to your hand, and then ritual summon it again, which it does come up. You just have to recycle and use your resources correctly with the way I played the deck. For the extra deck, 1 access code, 1 Selene. I played another Link 3 in Unicorn just because like I'm only playing 2 Effect Veiler in the main deck. And game 1, I kind of want another Link 3 that I could go into without actually having to have a Spellcaster in the grave for Selene. And then also making this was just really nice sometimes to get stuff back into the extra deck. Like a Mirror Jade, like shuffle it back. I did play against Branded. The 1 Dynamondo. Still almost feel like I want to play 2. And also we play the SP IP. I rarely go into IP anymore because of the way people have been playing hand traps lately. And Ghost Ogre is a card. And I really don't want to like IP and IP my Skull Guardian or whatever I have on the field away just to get it Ghost Ogred. And that would be really bad. And then for the other links that we play in the deck, we're playing the Charmers, playing the Dark Charmer, the Light Charmer, and I tested Hida. I played Hida at the Little Rock Regional, and this actually came up versus the Tempai deck because you also play the Link 1 package. So usually this is for this Link, and then Anima is for your Dark. Secure Guard is just there so you don't die. But overall, and then also triggers the Blessing, which I've only had to do that like twice ever. So, I mean, this does come up, and then also being able to make Hida in the Fire King matchup or the Snake Eye matchup whenever they don't have like a Dark or a light like Effect Veil or anything in the graveyard is really nice. And then Typhon. Most people don't play this card because it does shut off your Skull Guardian, but I do believe you need this Typhon. Typhon comes up so much whenever you go, you can't even play the game, you go normal summon low, you're like, you don't even activate the effect or anything, you just make Typhon effect. Yeah, sometimes it's nice. And then Herald and Elder. I'm never sending Herald. Like, to this day, I've only sent Herald once, and I've been playing this deck since it came out. Elder I've sent a couple times. I sent Elder the last round I actually sent Elder off a Diviner to pop his back row, and the back row was just a cross out. So, and then I just proceeded to OTK. Now for the hand traps in the side deck, we're just playing the 3 draw in the side deck. I sided these in a couple of times. I didn't draw a single person. I still think that draw is needed, so I think you should still always have it because you're running them random Dark World players, you'll run into some random rogue decks, and you're going to need it. Also, I played the Snatches. So the Snatch Steal, the Mind Control, and the Change of Heart. I didn't see any of these, actually, other than Change of Heart. I've seen it once, and it really didn't do anything for me. Like, it took the body, but at that point, I was already so far behind that it actually just didn't matter. 3 Cosmic. This is a God card in the format, basically. You should always play 3 Cosmic. Personally, I almost want to play Storm, but I don't think it's necessarily worth it. Twin Twister's kind of a little cool tech. Might have to test it. I played 2 Crossout Designator. This sometimes is the MVP because I did play Book of Eclipse, and crossing outing a Book of Eclipse is clutch. And also, you have to play cross out for this card. D-Barrier. D-Barrier gets flipped out on you. You lose. There's no way you win this game if you get D-Barriered unless you just play on their turn, which at that point, depending on the matchup, is if you win or lose. So I played safe, and I didn't get D-Barriered the entire day, but I did have cross out for the D-Barrier. Even though that cross out did come up clutch, knowing I didn't have to do this, which was amazing. The only sucky thing is having to side these in going second. Like, you side in 2 copies instead of 1 just because you don't want to draw it, because it's happened to me before. But the last card in the side deck is There Can Only Be One. This card is better than Anti-Spell just because you're playing like quick play board breakers and quick play cards. So Anti-Spell actually conflicts a little bit now, even though that low places. I still personally would rather just play the 1 Floodgate and 4 going first cards. So I don't want to play Judgment and, kill myself in time. Overall, I actually almost just gave up on this deck completely. I really did. Doing really bad at the Little Rock Regional. But going to Mendenhall and getting a top there, it definitely made me want to play the deck a little bit more and test more variants and see what's the best variant of this deck. But overall, I had a great time. Shout out again to everybody, all my teammates, and shout out to INSPIRETCG. Always go check out the channels. Drop a comment, comment, subscribe here.